What do I multiply x by to get to x cubed? X squared. Right. How many more do you need? So now I'm going to take this 4x squared and I'm going to multiply it to both things. So 4x squared times 2x is 8x cubed, which is exactly what we wanted because we wanted those to be the same. And 4x squared times 1 is 4, you're multiplying. So it's just 4x squared. So I took this 4x squared right here, and I multiplied it to the 2x, and I multiplied it to the 1. When I multiplied to the 2x, I got that. When I multiplied to the 1, I got that one. Okay. Now I'm going to subtract both of those. So 8x cubed minus 8x cubed, nothing, goes away. That's the point. 14, this was squared. 14x squared minus 4x squared. Well, I have 14 of them. I'm taking 4 away, so I have 10 left. That's the first part. So I'm subtracting. So 8x cubed minus 8x cubed left me 0. 14x squared minus 4x squared. So 14 of them, take away 4 of them, leaves me with 10 of them. And then I'm going to bring down the next piece. Which is negative 11x. All right, now, what do I have to multiply 2x by to get 10x squared? 5, and I need another x. So it'd just be 5x, yeah. Yeah. We haven't got to that guy yet. We're going to. We just bring one more piece down at a time. So I'm going to take this 5x, and I'm going to multiply it to both things. 5x times 2x, that's our 10x squared. 5x times 1 is 5x. And then I'm going to subtract both of those pieces. So 10x squared minus 10x squared, that goes away. Negative 11x minus 5x. So negative 11 minus 5 more is, I don't know why I'm writing up there, is negative 16x. So negative 11 minus 5 more is negative 16. And I'm going to now bring down the last piece, the minus 8. What do I need to multiply 2x by to get negative 16x? 8 will get me 16. So it's going to be negative 8 because I want negative 16. So I then multiply it by both things, negative 16x. Negative 8 times 1 is negative 8. And then you got to be careful here because I'm going to subtract them, but minus a minus is a plus. So negative 16 minus a minus 16, that's nothing, that's 0. Negative 8 minus a minus 8, so negative 8 plus 8 is also 0. So we're done. This is our final answer right here. That's the answer. Yeah.
When you write down the numbers at the top of the box,
Uh-huh.
how are we getting those numbers?
These numbers are up here. These are what, like, I'm just looking at this first guy here. So what do I need to multiply to get from 2x to 8x cubed? And then whatever you get, whatever you need, multiply, you put it up there. Yes. Yes, sir. Would this plus one, he kind of just comes along for the ride, but you take, so when I found this 4x squared, I multiplied it to both things. So this is 4x squared times 1. This is 5x times 1. This one was negative 8 times 1. You multiply both things, yes. This would be 8x squared here instead, yes. Here, we got one here that'll do that kind of thing. So let's do this one. Let's set it up. So in the box goes what you're dividing. And what you're dividing by goes outside. Okay. So remember, all I really care about is this first one. What do I have to multiply x by to get 3x cubed? I got to multiply it by 3x squared, right? What do I have to multiply this x by to get that there, to get 3x cubed? So now this is where that second part comes into play. I'm going to take that 3x squared, I'm going to multiply it to both things. So 3x squared times x and 3x squared times negative 2. So I took this 3x squared and I multiplied it to both things.
So the top's always going to stay the same. It's just the bottom. This is the one that's going down there.
Yes. Yes. And then I'm going to subtract them. Now be careful. 3x cubed minus 3x cubed, that's nothing. Negative 11x squared minus a minus. So minus a minus is a plus. So negative 11 plus 6 is negative 5. Then you bring down the next piece. What do I have to multiply x by to get negative 5x squared? So I'm trying to get from x to negative 5x squared. Got negative 5 and then x. Then I'm going to take that negative 5x. I'm going to multiply it by x and get negative 5x squared. And multiply that negative 5x by negative 2 to get positive 10. Now remember, you're subtracting them. So what's 12x's minus 10x's? 2x's. And I bring down the last number, which is -9. What do I have to multiply x by to get 2x? 2. 2 times x, 2 times -2, and subtract. -9 minus a -4 is +4. -9 plus 4 is -5. Now this one's different because the last one I ended up with 0. And this one I ended up with -5. Well, what did we used to call that? The remainder. It still is. Still the remainder. We just write it a little bit different. All you got to do is take the remainder, add it on to the end. So -5 over what you divided by, x minus 2. So to write the remainder, I'm going to take whatever the remainder is. It was -5. And then I'm going to put it over what I divided by. So this. And that's actually what a remainder was back in the old days. They just didn't teach you that necessarily. Like if I divided 50 by 7. Well, how many times does 50 go into 7? Well, 7 times, because 7 times 7 is 49. I subtract, I have a remainder of 1. And if I take that 1 and put it over what I divided by, 50 divided by 7 is 7 1/7. It's the same thing. They just, for some reason, don't teach you that. But yeah, I mean, your remainder, if you put it over what you divided by, that's the fraction part. All right, I want you to try this one.
And if it's a positive remainder, you would add the fraction, right?
Correct. Is that what we got? Here, I took this x squared there, and I multiplied it by that negative 2. I did. I multiplied it by the 3x first, and I got this. And then I multiplied it by the negative 2, and I got this. So you multiply it by both things. That's what becomes that line. 10 here, because I had negative 5x times negative 2. Negative times a negative is positive. And that's what gave me positive 10x. When I multiplied negative 5x to the first thing, I got negative 15x squared. I multiplied the second, I got 10x. Other questions on that one?
I got so you don't how'd you get the negative sign like the 3x?
The negative sign, where? Which one?
Like the 3x cubed
Here?
is like right there.
Where I just subtracted them.
Okay.
That's just, so after I multiplied the x squared to both things, this is just saying I'm subtracting both of them.
I got it right, but I don't see how you got negative 3 at the end.
Here, did you end up with this?
Yes.
Okay, minus a minus is plus. So minus a negative 8 became plus 8. So negative 11 plus 8 gave me negative 3. It's that minus a minus thing that's like the hardest part of this, in my opinion.
But how'd you get negative 5x? Because I got x squared minus 2x squared minus 5x.
So you got x squared here. And did you get this? 3x cubed minus 2x, and you got this. And then you're asking yourself, what do I multiply 3x by to get negative 15x squared? So that's where that negative 5 and the x came from. So that's the harder one. Polynomial long division is the harder one. Synthetic division is considerably easier, but it's also very, very limited. So you're going to want to pay attention. This is totally different. Now, synthetic division only works if there's not a number in front of the x you're dividing by. That's the only time it works. There has to be no number here. If there's a number there, synthetic division doesn't work. You have to do long division. But synthetic division is a lot easier. All I need to do is, I don't have to write down the whole thing I'm dividing by. I just have to write down the numbers in front of them. So what number is in front of x cubed? There's not a number, so what number is it? 1. In front of x squared? Negative 11. In front of x? And in front, and then the constant is negative 19. So I just wrote down all of the coefficients, all of the numbers in front. In this box goes what we call the zero of what we're dividing by. So the zero of this. The easiest way is, what would make that, what x value would make that equal to 0? What x value would make this equal to 0? One, because 1 minus 1 is 0. The other way you can think of it is, it's always just going to be the opposite of whatever that is. So if that says -1, you're going to have +1 in the box. So now here's the trick. You bring the first one down. Then you multiply it by what's in the box. So 1 times 1 is 1. I'm going to put it under the next number. And I'm going to add them. -11 plus 1 is -10. Multiply it by what's in the box. And I get -10. Add them. Multiply what's in the box by what's in the box. Add them. And what's in the box here, the final box, is my remainder. So now the way this works that I can write it down is I started with x cubed. I'm going to do 1 less than that. So I'm going to put an x squared here, an x here, and no x's here. So my final equation is x squared minus 10x plus 9, and then my remainder over what I divided by, x minus 1. Let's do another one. You'll see how this becomes much faster. So, first things first, write down the numbers. 4, 11, 13, 24, 15. So first things first, write down the coefficients. What number goes in the box? Nope, remember, I want the 0 of what I'm dividing by. -2. Yeah, it's the opposite of whatever that is. Bring it down. Multiply. 4 times -2 is -8. Add. Multiply. Add. Multiply. Add. Multiply. Add. So bring it down, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply. So you're just multiplying whatever number here by what's in the box to get your next number. This one was to the 4th power, so my answer is going to be 1 less. It'll be to the 3rd. 4x to the 3rd, 3x squared, 7x, 10, and then the remainder -5 over what you divided by. It takes a lot less time, a lot less. So here, see if you can do this one. What number goes in the box?
Oh,
6. It's the opposite of that. Bring it down, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add. You're at 0 for your remainder. It's 1 less, so that was x to the 4th. So we're going to have 1x to the 3rd plus 4x squared minus 1x minus 3. No remainder.